So very good morning. Sincere apologies for the technical issues and for starting of the meeting late. We'll just start off in a moment. So sincere apologies for starting the meeting late. And so let's get started now. So let's establish some ground rules. So every Toastmasters meeting has these 3 golden rules which has to be followed. Rule number 1, do not unmute yourself for the people in online mode, and do not leave the meeting when a speaker is speaking, so that you don't disturb the meeting or the speaker while speaking. And rule number 2, refrain from talking about the taboo topics such as sex, religion, and politics. And even if you have to talk about them, and put them in such a manner that you don't offend anyone. And rule number 3, please keep all your noise making devices in silent mode so that you have the best meeting experience. And coming to the theme, am I the only one? So when I was thinking about this theme, there was this incident or this narration which I remember. It's like how many of you sleep while you're on a car or a bus while having a long journey? So a lot of us, right? So if you can trust the driver who's driving, so why not trust yourself? Because you're the driver for your own journey. So always have the trust in yourself and keep moving ahead. And with this, I would like to pass over the stage to the presiding officer, our very own Usain Bolt of TAB, the presiding officer, Gopika V. A big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikhil. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another meeting of TAB, meeting number 158, themed Am I the Only One? And I declare the meeting open. It's so nice to see people sitting here and on screen today. But with that being said, we do not have much announcements. The only thing I want to remind you guys, everyone knows about, is make the life of our treasurer, Toastmaster Govind, easy and make the renewals as fast as possible. It's already like getting to the middle of the month of March. So let's make it easy for him and move forward with the renewals. Am I the only one? Now, this is something that we think at different perspectives. For example, when we write an exam and we flunk it or we get very low marks, we ask ourselves, am I the only one who's not studying? Or if your parents tell you, don't go out, and you think, oh, all my friends are going out. Why am I the only one who's sitting at home? There are so many instances when you think this, right? I'm pretty sure. So with that being said, our TMOD for the day, Toastmaster Vinuthna, has something in mind regarding the same. With that being said, let me hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Niharika. Vinuthna.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gopika. Hello, a very good morning, fellow Tabsters. So, fine. Before I get into the theme, let me just speak about this, how it got rooted into my mind. 2 or 3 days ago, on a very fine evening, I started towards the mess to having a cup of tea just to get rid of the stress of the examinations. Having sitting there with my troop of monkeys, I was just ranting them, pulling their leg, the general friendship things are going on. Everything was smooth and subtle until and unless I dipped my first biscuit of bourbon into the tea. And then one of the monkeys of the troop, Toastmaster Niharika, she said, I think you're the only one who could have a bourbon cream biscuit with chai. Then I felt, am I the only one? Seriously? So guys, how many of you like cream biscuits with tea? There comes the count. Niharika, I'm not alone. So this is the major theme This is the entire thing that's going to be. So many of the times, many instances, we feel like, am I the only one? If someone says, you are the only one who does that. Really? Am I only one? If you, as Gopika said, if you go wrong with your examinations, or even if you do something wrong, am I the only one? Let's dig deep into it. But before that, even a person called Ramsey Smedley, once a long back, before many years, he thought that he was not only the one who was suffering with public speaking and communication skills. And then this entire wave has begun on October in 1924. It has begun then, and the era went till the reaching members of up till 3,24,000 across the world. We know we are wonderfully weird in some way or other. But do you realize that you are weird? When do you realize that you are a bit weird? When your friend tells you. This is when our general evaluator comes into the picture. Knowingly and unknowingly, we people will be doing many mistakes. But there has to be someone who should correct you and guide you and put you in the path. For this, let me call upon Toastmaster Harsha for today's evaluation. Okay, you don't want me to give your intro? So when I asked Toastmaster Harsha about his intro, about what he thinks like, am I the only one thing? He said that, am I the only one who is so awesome for the world? Do you think so? Here you get your answer, Harsha. Harsha, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinuthna. Yes, I think I'm too awesome for the world, because if you don't push yourself up, and at the same time, if you don't encourage yourself, who's going to encourage you? So I'm too awesome for the world. Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh. Well, coming to today's theme, am I the only one? I have a lot of expectations because this is a very unique theme and there are a lot of things going on around the same perspective for a lot of people. And of coming to today's general evaluation, I'll be the general evaluator. And as you all know, a general evaluator is going to evaluate the whole meeting, every speaker who comes onto the stage and every person who speaks on the stage. That's my job. And am I the only one to evaluate? Obviously not. I have a set of evaluators and at the same time, a tag team to help me out. Firstly, let me call upon the timer for today, Toastmaster Madhumita, onto the stage. Onto the stage, Toastmaster Madhumita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha. Does time wait for anyone? Yes, of course, no. So we have to make the best use of it. Good morning, everyone. I'm Madhumita. I'll be the timer for today's meeting. Okay, my role is to note down the length of your speech evaluations, impromptu answers, and your prepared speeches. Generally, in a tab meeting, we have 3 segments. First comes the prepared speeches, which is about 5 to 7 minutes. I'll be showing a green card. I'll show it at the end, okay? So no one gets confused. I'll be showing a green card at the end of 5 minutes, and a yellow card at the end of 6 minutes, and a red card at the end of 7 minutes. Next comes the table topic session, where the speaker will be given 1 to 2 minutes to answer the impromptu question. I'll be showing a green card at the end of 1 minute, a yellow card at the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red card at the end of 2 minutes. Then comes our evaluations, the most important one. The evaluators will be given 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate the speaker. I'll be showing a green card at the end of 2 minutes and end of 2 minutes 30 seconds and a red card at the end of 3 minutes. I'll note all the timings and report it at the end of the meeting. I'll be showing the cards now. This is the red. This is the green card. And yeah, this is the yellow card. I hope it's visible to everyone. And this is the final red card. So every speaker will be given a buffer of 30 seconds. So all the best and over to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Madhumita. She sent me her introduction saying that she's very excited for first Tab's offline meeting that she's going to attend. And you could clearly see the enthusiasm right there. Well, now proceeding towards the second person in my tag team who's going to help me out is the R counter. And the R counter for today is Toastmaster Vijayashree. Onto the stage.
Namaste to every Toastmaster and dear guests. I'm the R counter of the day. The purpose of R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch and pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen to filler sounds, including and I'll also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase, such as I, this means, and you know. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Please try not to use crutch words and be an archetype. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijayashree, for that crisp introduction. All right, now let's proceed to the third person in my tag team. That's the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Gopika. Onto the stage.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. So I'm pretty sure that when you think about, am I the only one? We also think about, am I the only one who makes grammar mistakes? Or am I the only one who can't say a sentence properly? So this happens for me and everyone sitting here. So with that being said, we have the word of the day and the idiom of the day just to encourage and something new to learn. The word of the day is going to be archetype, ARCHETYPE. So the meaning is that it's someone or something that is seen to be the perfect example. For example, I can give an example. My brother is the archetype in the family, which means that my brother is a perfect example in the family. So you can use that in such a way. The young business owner is the archetype of the successful entrepreneur. So there are different ways you can use that particular word, and I'm sure you will find it somewhere or the other with the theme in mind. Now, the idiom of the day is very simple and it's a fun one, which is stop ironing my head, which basically translates to stop annoying me. So that is also something that you can use within your speeches or even your table topics. I have already started my evaluation on each and every one. So I'll give my report when the general evaluator calls upon me. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gopika. Thank you, tag team, for your wonderful split up of the roles. Well, that being said, my role as the general evaluator started already along with my tag team, and we'll be back at the end of the meeting. And let's see how it goes. Just give me a moment, there's an echo. All right. Thank you so much. That was my time till now. Over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinuthna.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsha and the tag team. So let me give you some sort of invents. How many of you have forgotten to press the floor button after getting into the lift? Nice. How many of you have wore your specs on your head and roamed around the room like doing the wild goose chase? See, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I have these many people who do all these weird kind of things. So yes, before we get much more deeper into the topic, let's begin the very first. Basically, our meeting is being segmented into three major parts. First thing is the prepared speeches. Second, table topic session. And third, evaluation. Let us put the curtain up for very first segment, that is prepared speeches. When we hear about the word speech, we start to shiver like we have fever. And there we end up being very smooth, like a smooth slide. Am I the only one who feels so, or you are also the one? Let's go with it. And before we begin and now let's call upon our very first speaker Toastmaster Akshita, the joy lover. So Toastmaster Akshita, when I asked for her intro, she said, am I the only one? Am I the only one who is so careless? So yeah, carelessness is something which is bonded to each and everyone. But before we will get to hear Toastmaster Akshita's speech, let's call upon our evaluator, Toastmaster Saurabh. When I asked for Toastmaster Saurabh's intro, he said, am I the only one who loves pizza with pineapple? So Toastmaster Saurabh, your answer is over there. You can speak to the Harsha privately, I guess. So over to you, Toastmaster Saurabh.
Wait, thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinuthna. I would just like a show of hands. Who would actually be willing to try pineapple with pizza? Stop hiding my head, people. All of you go. All right. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests, and a very good morning to you, Toastmaster Akshita. Toastmaster Akshita will be attempting L1 P2 S2 of the path leadership development. And the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. So Akshita will be attempting her second part of this project. So very good luck to you, Toastmaster Akshita. Timer, please make note of the time. It's 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Akshita, here's to you being an archetype of all speakers today. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinuthna.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurabh, for reading out the objectives of Akshita's speech. Toastmaster Akshita, enjoy the little things. Enjoy the little things. Toastmaster Akshita.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Vinuthna. I have had a lot of little moments, but there were very few times I appreciated them. But I couldn't appreciate them. That is because I was always focusing on the biggest hurdles which were in front of me. I couldn't enjoy these few moments, and right now, when I look back, I regret. I know it's not always possible to just, it's not always possible to just look at these small moments, but then I feel we have to try. Firstly, I would like to say one of the moments which happened to me when I was in 4th class. There was this race. There was this running race which actually happened. It was my first time on the field. I wanted to come first because of this very small chocolate which my teacher told she'll give. But then I somehow I was in the first, but in between I just slipped and I fell down, and then again I got up, and then I somehow ran and I completed the race. But then I was third. I thought I wouldn't get the chocolate, but luckily I got it. It was a very small moment. It was a very small moment, but then I learned that we should never give up. That is when I learned that lesson. Even though it's a very small moment, I learned that we should never give up. And then it gave me so much happiness. I don't think so. Even though it's just a small chocolate, when I remember that moment, it gave me that happiness. Nothing can just give me that again. Very small moments. It happens to me too. But then at times I just look at these sad moments and I keep thinking about them. We have to think about these happy moments also. We should just come back to that happiness track and think about these moments too, instead of just looking at a movie or something. Nextly, I would like to say, I know, another moment which happened with me. One of my friends, she gave me a small book which was made out of paper, which was decorated with newspaper. It was even though it's a very small gift. I don't think so. I remember gifts given by my friends which were actually which were costly. I say even though it was made out of paper or something, I just remember that's because she made it with such she had a lot of efforts in making that. She didn't give me as it was my birthday or something. It was just a normal day, and then she gave me a book telling that have a nice day. I just have that till now. When we're kids, I don't think so. We don't know the difference between big and small. So even though with the smallest of smallest things, I mean, we'll be happy about it. Let's say if we give a kid a ball, he'll be very happy about it. So, like, I mean, I feel like even we should become kids at times, and you know, and enjoy whatever we get in the whole process. Like, I've seen recently one of my friend, he I guess he did not got into the final, like right now he went into the final round of the interview and he's waiting for that decision, and then he's just scared about that moment. Instead, he can enjoy the process, whatever he, like, until the end, whatever he, the whole process. I feel that he could have enjoyed more. And I feel we should be thankful about whatever we get. And I mean, like, just like the chocolate, whatever my teacher has given, I was very happy about it. I mean, it's just about the small chocolate. Just like that chocolate, we should be very thankful about it. And instead of crying about it, I mean, we should just live in that moment and enjoy whatever the chocolate we've got and be thankful about it instead of bragging about it. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Vinuthna.
Okay, once again, a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Akshita. And seriously, sometimes tiny toffees are much more enjoyable than big slats of chocolate, right? So yeah, with this, let's get to our second speaker for today's meeting, that is Toastmaster Niharika. When I asked Toastmaster Niharika, the fitness freak, she said me that, am I the only one who loves Manchuria with chat? Seriously, a different combo. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Niharika. But before that, let me call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh. And I'm so sorry. Let me call upon Toastmaster Ganesh for evaluating Toastmaster Niharika. Ganesh, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the evaluator for Toastmaster Niharika. She will be attempting her L3P2 in dynamic leadership, and the purpose of her project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he or she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. That's it from my side. All the best, Niharika. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganesh, the pizza lover. So, Toastmaster Niharika, in search of treasure. Toastmaster Niharika, in search of treasure. Thank you, Toastmaster Vinuthna. That was an archetype introduction. Good morning, fellow tapsters and my dear guests. Okay, before getting started with my speech, let me ask a question. What are the things that make you feel happy? Food. Can I get some other answers from the people who are in online mode? What are the things that make you feel happy?
Holidays.
Okay. That was 4 years behind the screen. I was very calm and introvert person. I was completely clueless what's the reason behind my happiness. Then I've started a new chapter in my life. That is a typical hostel life. I know, right? Hostels are always typical to us when we are new to them. Then I have joined my intermediate. I was the only one from my hometown. I don't know anyone over there. I felt it completely new. On the very first day, I have attended my class at 6:30 a.m. My math teacher started the math class with a rocket speed. I was staring at the screen. After some time, after 2 long hours, he felt depression in my life and he left the class. Then a drama started in our class. People stood up seriously and roaming in the class. I don't know what was happening in the class. Okay, after some time, I get to know that it's a time for our study hours. We are supposed to sit apart and start practicing. Then comes the hard task. I have opened the worksheet. I don't know anything. So I decided that I segmented my worksheet into 3 parts. The first one, the major of the sums to my junior lecturers. And the second one to my topper friends, and very few to myself. That was a hard nut to crack. In this way, I struggled a lot in my intermediate. One day, I called my dad and cried a lot. I can't bear this anymore. I'll come home. I can't bear this. Then my dad said, Beta, you have been traveling in a rickshaw for a so long time, and now you switch to a very high-speed Volvo bus. Try to catch up the speed. You will never stop. With this pinch of motivation, I started searching about my happiness, and I tried to elevate myself. In this search, I ended up discovering a formula that is NCD. It's not OCD, it's NCD. N stands for never lose yourself. I decided that whatever might happen in my life, I shouldn't lose myself. And the second one is be confident and concentrate. Yeah, I have concentrated a lot. And the third one is dedication and determination. I tried to be more dedicated towards my academics. That's how I set my academic track. In this way, for the first time, I noticed that being independent is one of the reasons behind my happiness. That's how my intermediate has passed, and I came to Amrita. I felt something is lacking in my life. I don't feel confident. Some or other day, I questioned myself, why am I not confident? Why am I not able to speak properly with others? Then I started my journey of fitness. Initially, I decided to follow a healthy diet and do exercises. In the first days, I went to outing with my friend. We ordered a biryani and I was supposed to have melon juice. Okay. You know one thing, controlling your craving is more harder than attempting JEE mains without preparation. Oh my God. Somehow I'm telling myself, no, Niharika, you shouldn't have it, because your ultimate goal is to be a person who is more fit and more confident. I was telling myself and controlled my craving on that day. I couldn't forget that. And then comes my second struggle, that is exercise. In the initial days, Vinuthna used to accompany me. That was our first day to gym. We went to gym. We were so excited. We tried almost everything in the gym. Then Vinuthna asked me, Niharika, why can't you do crunches? It's very good for abdomen. Okay, I tried. She holded my legs and asked me to uplift my abdomen. I was almost dead. Oh my God, I couldn't do that. And later I motivated myself. Okay, Niharika, you can do it. You can do it. You will do it. Then that's how I learned crunches. And today I can do chakrasan for 2 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes continuously. That's why I improved in my fitness. Then I realized that fitness is also one of the reasons behind my happiness, because I love doing it. I enjoy every moment. And then comes the third. Last week we had mid-exams. I know how online to offline sucks, right? Oh my God, we had classes in online and we had exams in offline. We were almost doing night outs on every exam, for every exam. That was the last exam. We have opened the slides. We didn't find any content. We only find the symbols scribbled on the slides. We were completely clueless what to study. That was 3 a.m. in the morning. We have an exam at 9 a.m. Our friends are almost dead. Like they were sleepy. I was the only one who was so excited to read that scribbled symbols. Okay. They were telling that, how are you this much excited? I was like, I don't know. Then I realized that struggling for something is also one of the reasons for my happiness. I learned many things in my life. There is a happiness behind everything, but the only thing is you have to explore it. In this way, I have started my journey in search of treasure to my happiness. I found many things that will make me feel happy, and it's continuing, and I'm sure that it will be continued. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day. Once again, give it up for Toastmaster Niharika. And yes, every one of us will be in search of something. Even it can be tiny happiness, but yeah, it ends up being the treasure. So yes, with this, let's kickstart our second segment for today's meeting, that is table topics. But before, let's get into the theme a bit. I will give you 4 scenarios. Just say the common point which clicks your mind. Shopping malls, movie theaters, bus stands, railway stations. What do you think the very common point over here is?
Public places.
Huh?
Public places.
Yes, it's parking lot. See, I don't know about anyone, but I myself, I never remember where I have parked the vehicle. And thank you so much for Ganesh for synchronizing with my thoughts. So really, how many of you really get confused when you have parked your car, and how do you just remember? I remember many of my friends, they park it over there and they go to the exact location and they get their vehicle and come back. And even it's not so wonder that I always forget my keys to the vehicle and I get to the room and I do the wild goose chase over there in search of the keys. Am I the only one who end up doing all this stuff? Here you go. Once again, I'm not alone. With this, let's kickstart our second segment, table topics. For this, I call upon Toastmaster Anjani. And when I asked her for the intro, Toastmaster Anjani said, am I the only one who struggles to build up the logic for the code? Anjani, very relatable. Give it up for Toastmaster Anjani.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinuthna. Am I the only one? When I saw the theme, I was thinking, am I the only one? Then I realized we are all the only people. We are all the only one who truly understand ourselves. We know, we are aware of our weaknesses. We are aware of our strengths. We know what makes us happy and what makes us sad, right? So talking about ourselves is the best topic we can all master it. So in today's table topic sessions, we will talk about ourselves. Before getting started, let me brief you about the table topic sessions. Your response must be between 1 minute to 2 minutes, not more than 2 minutes. You will see a green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and a red card at 2 minutes. Who will be my first volunteer? Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha. How would an extra 15,000 a month change your life?
You should be asking me this, Toastmaster Anjani. Well, yesterday night we went to a movie and I just saw my bank balance after the movie. I had 1,076 rupees in my bank account and I have 22 days left in March. I don't even have like exactly 50 or 100 rupees per day. I don't know how I'm going to survive in the next 22 days. And there is this one great person sitting right beside me who says that we'll go to 2 other movies, bro. And there are a few other things that we do in college. How many of you drink badam milk? Good. How many of you eat food in canteen? How many of you go out and eat something? You have to do a lot of things. And 1,000 rupees for 22 days. That's not happening, man. So 15,000 extra for every month is going to help a lot. And it's going to change my life a lot. And trust me, I've never felt this happy listening to the question and the mere thought of thinking that I'm not going to get that 15,000 after this table topic is killing me. Can you give me that 15,000 Toastmaster Anjani? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha, for the wonderful, relatable table topic. Who is my next volunteer? Anybody from Toastmaster Vaishnavi? Toastmaster Vaishnavi, how do you imagine yourself post-retirement? Over to you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi.
So basically, I live in a colony, and my neighbors are an old couple. Their life is so good. Every day they sit and gossip with the servant. They watch every night. They watch a movie in their projector, chilling, and then they seem so happy. Looking at them, I always feel if I'm ever married, this is the life I want. But if I'm not married, I want dogs, cats, whatever animal possible, because every animal other than humans are cute to me. They're extremely cute. Even, there are times when I feel lizards are also cute. Don't judge me. They are. They have such cute beady eyes. Okay. So the fact that every other animal except humans are cute to me is one reason I want any kind of pet. I want 4 dogs or some cats or any other pet and live my life to the fullest. Thank you. That's all. Over to Anjani.
Thank you so much. Who will be my next volunteer? Toastmaster Gopika, how do you feel when you see yourself in the mirror?
You've put me on the spot, Toastmaster Anjani, because every day, like the moment I wake up, I'm like, why? Why am I even up? And then we have to do the tedious task or moving forward with the day, whether it's college, whether it's assignments, whether it's any other work, whether you have some pending work, or it's just to get shouted at by your lecturer. Whatever it is, it's a tedious task. And at some point or the other, when you're sitting for online classes, or when you're looking at the camera, or at people, or when you see a mirror, you ask, "Ah, you could have done better. At least look a little bit more presentable." There are so many days when I've sat for classes and I've just turned on the video and my friends are like, did you just get up out of bed? Or did you just wake up? And I would look at myself and say, yeah, I could have done better. I could have actually looked a bit more presentable. So each and every time someone asks me, Gopika, am I looking okay? I look at them and say, are you asking me of all people? I don't even look at myself most of the time when I go out. And recently, when I went out with someone, they even ended up calling me grandma because I don't care about the way I look. Sitting in this crowd. So Toastmaster Anjani, you tell me, how do I look?
You look absolutely great. And thank you so much for giving your table topic. Who is my next one? Anyone from Depends. It's Toastmaster Vijay. Toastmaster Vijay, what compliments do you want to hear more and why?
It's too difficult question, Anjani, but I would share like They must tell that I'm pretty confident and I'm beautiful, pretty confident, and can pull over anything, any task. And she's the best human in the world. And yeah, that's it, Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Shri. Be my next volunteer. Or can I call up names? Toastmaster Saurabh. Will you take up table topic?
Yeah, sure. You can go ahead and give it to me, Anjali.
Okay. Toastmaster Saurabh. Mopping, laundry, or doing the dishes. If you had to do one of the tasks for life, what would you pick?
All right. So believe it or not, when I was back in Qatar, so I was when my parents used to go to the office, I was the guy in charge of the home, and I was in charge of cleaning duty. So laundry duty, mopping duty, and dishwashing. So I'm a person with a few OCDs. So when it comes to dishwashing, I'm a person who likes to stay a little clean. So whenever I see dishes and all these stains and stuff, I tend to get pretty sick. So what I do is I just keep it for soak. I wash out every single stain that I can. I take the whole sponge and then I just swipe it clean. I scrape it clean, so clean that my mother comes from the office. She looks at those dishes. Aren't these dishes supposed to be having rust in them? Because the last time she saw it, there was rust in them. So I clean that off as well. And then you could look at the flip side. Then there is laundry. So then I go and I do the laundry. So then after I put it in the washing machine, I just bring it out. And then I fold it, I just throw it in the cupboard. So then my mother comes and she checks it out. And she checks all these clothes and she's like, okay, you folded it, but it looks like your aunt in back in Kerala folded it. So yeah, it was not a pretty sight. But then one day I was surprised because she asked me, what did you just do with the laundry? I was like, I just folded it and put in the cupboard. But then she opens those clothes and she finds out that the clothes that had already been washed, I had put back into the laundry, and the clothes that were not washed, I folded it and kept in the cupboard. So when incidents like that happen, it really makes me question my house husband skills. Then comes mopping. So mopping is usually an activity that my father usually does, but sometimes I do take it up. And then both me and my father clean it like so we don't rinse the water completely. So we just mop the house like that. So when my mother comes, she accidentally slips almost 10 times. And then she comes and tells us that you guys are just hopeless in mopping. You know what? You don't even touch the mop. So if you ask me, out of the three tasks which I think I would take up for a lifetime, even if it's not something that would suit me, but maybe I would do a bad job at it. But maybe giving laundry a shot would be the best option. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anjani. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. I'm sure you had a great time living those moments. Who is my next volunteer? Anyone? Or shall I put you on spot? Toastmaster Dinesh, if you could switch lives with anyone currently living for an entire day, who would it be? Switch life.
Okay. Thank you for the topic, Toastmaster Anjani. This has been in my mind for a while. So in my PG, I've been watching my not a roommate, my friend, Pratap, Toastmaster Pratap. Always looking at him. He doesn't give a damn about other people's feelings or don't do extra overthinking like I do. So I always admire the fact about that about him, and I always wanted to have that quality in me as well. So if I have to switch lives, places of lives in between for me, I'd like to choose Pratap, Toastmaster Pratap, because one day, someday, I would like to be like him. To don't give a too much thought process about what other people are thinking about you and yourself, and all those things I really admire about him. And yeah, that's the quality I am looking forward to have inside me, and to avoid all the thought process overthinking that I have in my mind. So yeah, if I have to switch the places of life, I would choose Toastmaster Pratap there.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh. We'll make sure that we'll show this clip to Toastmaster Pratap. Okay. Anybody want to volunteer? Last question. No one? Thank you, Toastmaster Niharika. How did you meet your best friend?
Okay. How did I meet my best friend? Well, I don't plan anything because no matter how I meet her, she won't mind. I have a couple of best friends. I don't want to tell their names, but I basically want to surprise her, or yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Niharika. TM Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anjani. That was great set of table topic sessions. Give it up for Anjani once again. So let's get ahead to the very third segment of our meeting. But before that, let's have a break of 5 minutes and we'll get back to the meeting again. Thank you. Okay, now let's get deep dive into the evaluation session. But before that, let's speak about the theme a bit more much. Like I have already spoken, when do you get to know that you're a bit weird? When your friends tell you, that's the very first point. And the second thing, when you get to see the archetype people. See, whenever you see the people, like let me get some bunch of examples. You know what could be the perfect time or perfect set of examples that could ruin your day? If tiny situations which can ruin your day. Let me tell you. The moment I woke up, I always wake up with the call of Toastmaster Niharika at 4:30 a.m. saying, Vinuthna, let's get to the gym. Are how can you do that? How can you do that at 4:30 a.m. in the morning? And imagine on the way to the corridor, I miss Toastmaster Gopika. And then I realize again, she is a multitasker and handles many tasks with ease. And remember, if I meet up Toastmaster Harsha, again, I get to the thought that how can I be this energetic all the time? In this way, these three scenarios can be the perfect example of reading your day and getting into the depression that, am I the only one who is unable to do at least one good thing in my life? So do you think this am I the only one scenario is for something good or for something bad? Let's get to the conclusion of it. But before that, let's begin our evaluation session. For this, I would like to call upon our general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Harsha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinuthna. All right, that was a session filled with a lot of energy and entrainment. Now let's move ahead to the critical part, or maybe a little more serious part. That's the evaluation. Now, to help me out with the whole evaluation, firstly, I would like to call upon the evaluator of our first speaker, Toastmaster Saurabh. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsha, and a very good morning to you, Toastmasters and guests. And again, a very good morning to you, especially Toastmaster Akshita. For your speech, Toastmaster Akshita, you had a very fast intro, which really caught us off guard Because when we come to the stage, there's always a stammer or a stutter of some sort. But since you came into the stage and started so quickly, it really gave us an idea of the enthusiasm that you're showing when you're speaking, which was very nice. Moving ahead, you were very inspiring in your speech. Talking about a race for winning a bar of chocolate, just a bar of chocolate, trying so hard, it really took us back. I mean, I was so motivated, I would just go and run a marathon so that I can get a biscuit from my uncle. It was very nice, Toastmaster Akshita, a very vivid description. And also your stories were very nostalgic. Back in our childhood days when things were much simpler, when we used to bargain for chocolates and speak to our friends about these small things, competing with them, discussing with them, having arguments with them, it was very nice. It added that pinch of flavor to your speech, which was very good. Your speech also had a good conclusion. It was a very good conclusion. It was fluent. You had a very fluent delivery in your speech, but I would recommend you be a little more confident in your delivery. You were very fluent. In fact, you had an excellent sense of grammar. It was very accurate. You had a very clear understanding of the English language. But I would just suggest that you practice and then make your portrayal and the delivery a little more smoother so that your speech will have lesser R's and ums. But coming back to the points that I said earlier, Toastmaster Akshita, you had a very fast intro. Some would say too fast. When it's too fast, people have trouble following up on what you're saying. And it also adds a pinch of nervousness. So we really got the idea that you were enthusiastic, yet you were a bit nervous to come on screen. Also, it does show that you're ready, but then it does show that you lack a little bit of practice. And your conclusion, I said it was good. It was a very good conclusion, Toastmaster Akshita, but it could have been better. And I say this because I have heard your previous speeches, Toastmaster Akshita, and you had a very good conclusion. Toastmaster Harsha, your previous evaluator, mentioned that you had a great title and a great structure to your speech. I would say, since you quoted examples from your childhood, the structure was good this time. I don't know how great it was back then, but it was certainly good. And your title, Enjoy the Little Moments, wow, a title that we can all relate to, an amazing title. He also gave you a challenge, that is storytelling. And you really did tell a story this time, Toastmaster Akshita. But also, he gave you improvements like eye contact and better conclusion. And this is where I feel you'll struggle a little bit, Toastmaster Akshita. You lacked eye contact even in this speech. And I'm not saying this to a great degree. And I understand it's a hybrid meeting, it's all online. But I felt that you were looking this side, looking downwards, and it really does show that nervousness when you should be looking straight at the camera. And like I said, you had a good conclusion, but I know that you have the potential to make it a great conclusion. It was a great speech, Toastmaster Akshita, an amazing attempt. But I certainly would suggest that you try harder and you aim for greater heights. And hence, I suggest that you repeat your speech. That's it from my side. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster Harsh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurav, for that detailed evaluation. Now, coming to Toastmasters Akshita's speech, the great part that I liked in her speech today was the interaction that she had with the audience at a lot of places. And at the same time, as Toastmaster Saurav already suggested, work on your eye contact a little. Since it's your level 1, you're still working around on the whole speech structure, and at the same time, a few things like body language or voice modulation, all of these things. So you'll really get good at it while you're delivering more speeches, and I hope that you'll be giving more speeches. Well, now moving ahead to our evaluator, Toastmaster Saurabh. As you all know, when Toastmaster Saurabh gives an evaluation, it's not just an evaluation, it's a speech. Now, so when Toastmaster Saurabh gives an evaluation, it's a pretty detailed one, and we don't have a lot of points to add on. But I do have one small suggestion for you, Toastmaster Saurabh. You've mentioned that Toastmaster Akshita used more R's and Nums in the speech. Well, you can mention that point as an evaluator, but I suggest you leave that to the R counter. That's something you can do to make the life of our counter a little easier so that they can talk a little more. That's the only thing that I have as a suggestion for you, Toastmaster Saurabh. A great evaluation and a great speech. Applause to both the speech evaluator and the speaker. All right. Now moving ahead to the second evaluator, that is Toastmaster Ganesh. Onto the stage, please.
Good morning, everyone. So since Toastmaster Vinuthna started this trend and it feels like a rock star, how many of you agree with me when I say Toastmaster Vinuthna's speech was amazing? Say yes. Yes. How? How do you wake up at 4 in the morning? How? You're just an archetype for human beings, I must say. Firstly, coming to your speech, the positives, your interaction. You started asking people what they like. You interacted with the audience, which was beautiful. And then you even kept the audience in suspense and you had a perfect structure for your speech. After hearing NCD, I understood how you are an archetype, as I said. I mean, for those of you who are studying who are struggling in studies, remember the acronym NCD. Never give up, dedication, and concentrate. And your speech contained metaphors, which had, for example, you compared rickshaw and a Volvo bus with how you were in school and you were in college and the studies just fast paced from there. And coming to your structure, like I said, firstly, you talked about your studies, then you went on to exercise, and then you went on getting excited for struggling for something. So you had a beautiful speech and a beautiful structure, which gave a clear-cut idea on what you're talking about. Coming to the improvements that I'd like to give you are, before you start your speech, you don't need to say, before I start my speech, I'd like to ask. You just start off by asking the question. And secondly, in the end, after you saw the red card, you would rush towards the end and rush the conclusion, is what I felt. So you can probably shorten down the speech a bit so it can come till 6 minutes, 30 seconds. 7 minutes, 30 seconds, I'm sorry. And coming to your positives again, like I said, acronyms were beautiful and you added humor here and there. And controlling craving is indeed harder than JEE mains, I must agree. Finally, all in all, your speech was amazing. I loved it and I learned how to, again, become an archetype of a human being. And that's all. All the best for your future speeches. Over to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Harsh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganesh, for that detailed evaluation. Well, coming to Toastmaster Niharika's speech, the few things that I really loved in her speech was the energy and the structure of the speech. And one thing that we can learn from Toastmaster Niharika when we are on the stage is standing in front of the stage. That's something which looks very bold because you step up to speak on the stage. That's something we can learn from Toastmaster Niharika. A big round of applause to Toastmaster Niharika. Well, Toastmaster Ganesh has already given you enough suggestions. I could really see what all to improve in the speech and he ticked all the points. Now, something that I liked about Toastmaster Ganesh evaluation was the way he included humor in the evaluation. Great job done with that, Toastmaster Ganesh. And a round of applause to the speaker and the evaluator, please. All right. Now, we'll move ahead to the superhero team of mine. That is the tag team. First, I would like to call upon the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Gopika. Onto the stage, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today's meeting, as the grammarian, I'm very happy because not only did a lot of people use the word of the day and the idiom of the day, but I did not see a lot of grammatical mistakes in today's meeting. Some good usages. We had beautiful quotes. We had beautiful metaphors, whether it was try harder for greater heights or never give up. We had a lot of beautiful things. But because there are a lot of beautiful things, let's go into what did not go so beautiful. First, there was a statement that how it got put it into my head. Instead of that, what you can use is how it got imprinted in my head. Is am I the only one? So instead of that, you can just say, am I the only one? There's no need for that is in the beginning. Just a moment. Okay. There was a statement, I was telling myself and control. I was telling myself and controlling is the right usage of the grammar there. She holded my legs. The right usage is she held my legs. And I think there was a small part where there was an informal word when we use sucks in a speech. So let's just hold on to informal usage of words and use formal usage in speeches. Our friends are almost dead. So R is not what you use there. You can use our friends were almost dead because it's in the past. Found many things that cause happiness. Instead of that, you can say found many things that give or give me happiness. And with that being said, I believe that Toastmaster Saurabh was the archetype of meeting 158 because he was the only one who used the word of the day and the idiom of the day in the meeting. And Toastmaster Ganesh used the word of the day. Toastmaster Niharika used the word of the day. And I know I'm ironing your head at this point of time, but try to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day. It's fun when you get, just try to use it in your speeches or table topics or whatever it is. But I think there is a lot of improvement compared to how much we do use the word of the day and the idiom of the day in our daily meetings. So great job done, but we can always do better. What is General Evaluator?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gopika, for that detailed evaluation and that detailed grammar report. I think you're becoming an archetype of grammarian. All right. Now let's move ahead to the our counter for today. Toastmaster Vijayashree, onto the stage, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Namaste once again. I'm back with my R counter report. And so let me spell it out. Toastmaster Nikhil, 3 R's. Toastmaster Vinuthna, 1 R. And more uses of words. So please try to substitute that with other word. Toastmaster Madhumita, 1 R. Toastmaster Vijayashree, 2 R's. Toastmaster Gopika, 2 R's. And Toastmaster Akshita, more uses of R's. Please try to minimize. And Toastmaster Ganesh, 2 R's and 1 and Toastmaster Dinesh, 1 R. And today archetypes of a day are Toastmaster Harsha, Toastmaster Niharika, Toastmaster Saurabh, Toastmaster Anjali. Please give a round of applause to that. So I'm stopping ironing all your heads and taking leave. Thank you so much. And thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijayashree. You are definitely not ironing our heads with your report. Well, now let's move ahead to the third superhero of my team. That's the timer, Toastmaster Madhumita. Onto the stage, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Harsha. Hello, everyone. So I'm back with my timer report today. Okay, it's a good day, but still we have many mistakes. We have 1, 2, 3 disqualifications due to because some extended their time and some didn't reach the minimum allotted time. Let me tell the timings who I took what. So first comes the table topic session. Our first speaker, Harsha. Toastmaster Harsha took 1 minute, 27 seconds. And yes, he completed within the allotted time. Toastmaster Vaishnavi took 1 minute, 16 seconds. Toastmaster Gopika took 1 minute, 40 seconds. Toastmaster Vijayashree took 27 seconds. So I advise you to take 5 to 10 seconds to prepare the answer and then tell it out. Then comes Toastmaster Saurabh, who took 2 minutes, 19 seconds. Toastmaster Dinesh, who took 1 minute, 12 seconds. And the final one, Toastmaster Niharika, who took 26 seconds. Even Didi, even Toastmaster Niharika, I advise you to take 5 to 10 seconds to prepare the answer and tell it. Next comes our prepared speeches. Our first speaker, Akshita, Toastmaster Akshita took 4 minutes and 16 seconds. That is a bit less than the allotted time. I advise her to practice more and get within the allotted time to deliver her speech within the allotted time. Our second speaker of the day is Niharika. Toastmaster Niharika took 7 minutes 20 seconds. And we have the evaluations. Speech Evaluator 1, that is Toastmaster Saurabh, took 3 minutes 20 seconds. And Speech Evaluator 2, Toastmaster Ganesh, took 2 minutes 32 seconds. And we have our tag team report. The first comes the grammarian. Toastmaster Gopika took 2 minutes 38 seconds. And our counter of the day, Toastmaster Vijayashri, took 50 seconds. And thank you, everyone. Hope this will help you, and please take now note of the timings and practice it well. That's it from my side. Over to General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Madhumita. Well, at the end of your report, you could show people taking a breath. So that says how detailed your report was. Thank you so much for that detailed report, Toastmaster Madhumita. All right. Now, I think this is going to be a little long. Now, starting off with the general evaluation report, I'll start off with my tag team first, then we'll proceed to the big four. Firstly, coming to the timer, Toastmaster Madhumita. Well, the first thing that I really loved was she was lively on the stage. Whenever she was speaking, you could see the reaction of the audience, and it says all. So that's something I really loved in your introduction, or when you're giving the report, Toastmaster Madhumita, you were lively on the stage. That's something everyone needs on the stage. Great job done with that. And one small suggestion that I have for you is, you said that in a tab meeting, there are 3 sections, not only in a tab meeting, in every Toastmasters meeting, let it be any club, there are 3 sections. So just rectify that the next time when you're giving the right info. All right, now moving ahead to the counter for today, Toastmaster Vijayashri. I would like to appreciate you first for taking up the role in the last minute. She actually didn't take it up. I went to her and said, hey, we found our counter. And she just took it up like that. So big round of applause to Toastmaster Vijayashri. And starting off with your introduction to the report that you've given, you've kept everything detailed. And I can see that you're getting good at the role of counter. But there can be a few suggestions where we can innovate the role of counter. So one thing that you can add on in your introduction is examples for those CRPFs that will explain. Let's say there are a few guests in the meeting, they'll understand what a role of counter is. And the second one would be, when you tell people that you've used these many CRPFs, or if you tell people that you've used more hours, tell them how to improve upon those. That will help them improve their count of CRPFs or lessen the count of their CRPFs. They can just play around with the number of CRPFs that they have. So just apply these 2 things when you take up the role of counter next time, and you'll do a great counter. A big round of applause to Toastmaster Vijayashri. And coming to the grammarian, Toastmaster Gopika, we all know that he has already checked all the boxes being in the role of grammarian, but I do have a few suggestions. Now, coming to your introduction, I would have, you being an experienced speaker, I expected to bring in a little bit of innovation into the role. Next time when you come onto the stage, bring in more examples of how grammar helps a lot on the stage, or when you're speaking on the stage. And the second one would be, keep the record of grammatical usages in an organized way, so that when you're on the stage, you need not flip your pages a lot of times. Those are the 2 suggestions that I have for you, Toastmaster Gopika. And I think you've done your role of grammarian perfectly. Great job done, Toastmaster Gopika. Now let's move on to the big 4. Firstly, the SA Toastmaster Nikhil. Well, it's not in the meeting right now. Well, before I just go ahead with the report, can you all shift this side? The online people can't see any one of you. Thank you. All right. Now, talking about Toastmaster Nikhil, Sergeant at Arms, he explained the 3 golden rules properly, and he told the 2 versions of the second rule, that for an offline meeting, no one should leave the meeting room when someone is speaking, and at the same time, someone shouldn't unmute when people are speaking in the online meeting. All right. Now, coming to a few improvements for Toastmaster Nikhil, the one thing would be the energy. Even though we started late, we start off with a lot of confidence. You feel like, man, we can do this. So next time, Toastmaster Nikhil, if you watch the recording, try to bring in a little more energy when you're on the stage. All right. Now, moving ahead to the table topics master, Toastmaster Ranjini. You really, I think, made the role of TTM look very easy. And to your topics, once everyone listened to your topics, there was a smile on their face. That says how relatable the topics were. And as a TTM, you've checked those boxes correctly, Toastmaster Anjali. Great job done with that. Now, coming to a few improvements, as I always have, emphasize more on impromptu speaking. Let's say, again, there are guests in the meeting. They wouldn't understand what a table topic session is. So always talk about the table topics session first, tell how it goes, and then tell them that this is a table topic session and this is how it's going to happen. That will help everyone in the meeting. And on a full note, great job done with the role of table topics master, Toastmaster Anjali. And coming to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinuthna. Energy, interaction, transitions. Well, I really don't have a lot of improvements or anything here. She really nailed the role of Toastmaster of the day, and being at an offline meeting or a hybrid meeting after almost 2 years. Taking up the role of Toastmaster of the day needs a lot of practice. And we can see that on the stage, you're interacting with the audience, you engage with the audience, and you just grab them in your hands. That's the role of Toastmaster of the day, and you've done that perfectly. Great job done, Toastmaster Vinuthna. I always have it. The one thing that you could do better is when you're talking about Toastmasters in the beginning, mention the info of Toastmasters. How many clubs are there? When was it established? So that, again, taking the example of guests or new members in the meeting, they'll understand what Toastmasters offers them. That's something I would like to suggest to Toastmaster Vinuthna. Next time you're on the stage as a Toastmaster of the day, bring in those information. All right. A big round of applause to the big four, please. Now, coming to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Gopika, announcements were done perfectly, and you got the energy really high when you're on the stage. That's something you've really done good, Toastmaster Gopika. But announcements, you've done the announcements, right? But did you give all the announcements? The area contest got postponed to April 3rd. When you try to make a list of all the announcements, make sure that you have everything in place. That's the only suggestion I have for you. As the presiding officer, Toastmaster Gopika, great job done with the role. All right, as I've already talked about the speakers and evaluators already, let's move ahead to the table topic speakers. I don't really want to give a single evaluation to each and every one of you as a table topic speaker, but on a general note, when we are on a stage for a table topic speech, we tend to black out. That's something very common. Sometimes you really nail a table topic, you come on to stage and speak for 2.5 minutes and people go, wow, how did he speak like that? But at the same time, sometimes you go on to stage, what's that topic, man? This happens in a table topic session a lot of times. So it's okay if you spoke only for 20 seconds. It's okay if you spoke for 2 minutes and 30 seconds or 3 minutes. But what matters in a table topic session is that attempt if given. So great job done each and every one of you as a table topic speaker. A big round of applause, please. And now I want to say, I'm not done yet. I have a few general suggestions. Since it's a hybrid meeting, we had a lot of things to get in place. And there are a few suggestions that, or there are a few things that we could do to improve the meeting quality. The first one is the technical issues. We know that we didn't have enough cooperation from someone's side to get everything in place on time. Even though we were here at 9:30, we couldn't start the meeting at 10 o'clock. So next time we'll come here by 9:15 or something. And XCOM, please try to be here early, a little early, even more early, so that we can set the meeting room right and start the meeting at 10 o'clock. That's one improvement. And I think if we continue doing like this, after 3 to 4 meetings or 3 to 4 hybrid meetings, we can become an archetype of doing hybrid meetings. We are the very few ones in the whole district who started to conduct hybrid meetings. And I'm pretty sure that we can get really good at this. We started off online meetings 2 years ago. Who knew that they would be a big hit? This will be a big hit too. We'll just write a little more. And this is something that I really love to stress on. When someone was speaking on the stage, there was murmuring going on in between sometimes. That's not at all acceptable. That shouldn't happen on the stage. That shouldn't happen from the audience when a speaker is on the stage. It's very disrespectful. Let's not do that when someone's on the stage. Cheer for them, clap for them. When a table topic comes, they say, hey man, do all of that. But when a person is speaking, never disturb them. You might have done it unintentionally, but next time, remember that when someone's on the stage. All right. Now, another suggestion that I have here is energy while giving it to the next speaker. I know that all of you want to speak on the stage a lot of time. I know that everyone's so excited to be on the stage. But when you're giving it to the next speaker, say that, over to you, Toastmaster Dinesh, over to you, Toastmaster Ganesh, so that you will transfer that energy to the next speaker. That gives them immense confidence. So next time when you hand over the stage to someone, over to you, Ganesh. Don't do that. Let's go with over to you and get that energy high. That's the only suggestion. These are the general suggestions that I have for every one of us to improve the quality of the meetings. And that being said, that concludes my general evaluation report. Now I'll hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinuthna.
That's a very detailed evaluation, Toastmaster Harsha. Once can give it up for Toastmaster Harsha. So here comes kind of important part. Let's wrap up the theme, but before, let us together wrap up the theme, not I myself. So what I do is, up till now I was speaking, am I the only one? Am I the only one? Now it's your turn. And even people who are sitting in the online, it's your turn too. If there comes anything onto your mind, just say it out now, so that if others could do the polling. Like if Madhumita has something in her head, am I the only one who is so idle? So if she goes with a question, others could just do the poll in according to her question. So what do you say? Are you up for it? So let's begin. Someone can start saying, am I the only one? If you have any question in your brain.
Am I the only overthinker?
No, Akshita, you have a bunch. And next, Saurabh. Okay, next. Am I the only laziest person? So, anyone? No, a big no. No. Still? So,
Am I the only one who can get up and get to class under 10 minutes?
No. You have a troop. So here comes big set of examples. See, you're not alone. Even if you get depressed seeing someone, am I the only one not doing anything productive? Am I the only one who is depressed in life and do nothing? And am I the only one who isn't being so productive? No. Or else even if you forget a very tiny things and end up doing a huge mess, that's still fine. You're not alone. You're just one among the troop of monkeys who are equally weird. That said, that's it all for the theme, am I only the one? Next time, when this question comes to your mind, am I the only one? Answer it in a very positive way. If you get to your brain, am I the only one who is unable to do anything in life? Answer it saying no. But still, I can reverse the question. I'm not only the one, but still I can't be the one among them too. That's from my side. Over to the presiding officer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Day, Toastmaster Vinuthna. It was a wonderful session, right? Give me a raise of hands if you enjoyed today's session, because there are a lot of instances when we questioned ourselves saying, am I the only one? Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsha, for making things easier regarding the voting part. But I think today's meeting went really well. We had a lot of glitches. We were supposed to start at 10 o'clock, but we started off the meeting late. But even after being late, I can see all of you sitting here. You guys enjoyed the meeting. You took part in the meeting, and that's the whole point. And we have people sitting online attending the meeting, taking roles, which is a struggle. We all know that right now. Hybrid meetings are not easy. It's a lot of complication, a lot of technical glitches. We need a lot of permissions. A lot of things are there. But even at even with all this going on, at the end of the day, we are able to have a great meeting. And it's almost lunchtime and everyone's getting hungry. I can understand that. But great meeting. And I want to officially close meeting 158 after the results come. But Harsha is still processing it. So does anyone want to say anything about the meeting? Toastmaster Saurabh, it's been some time since you've come, no? Why don't you give us a feedback since you're sitting online and attending?
No, the main reason I haven't come to meetings, one thing is because I was worried about the work pressure that I might be having. And since I'm going to Coimbatore on March 19th, I'll be a little busy then. But then the main problem was like, one thing was I had to help my grandparents, but the other thing was bad Wi-Fi. And that's the pure and most simple reason. I had very bad Wi-Fi. Recently, I bought a Geo modem and now it processes very fast. So now if possible, if time allows, I can attend more meetings. But as far as the quality of the meeting goes, I don't see it deteriorating anytime soon because it's been as good as when I left it. You guys, I think Tab is in already very good hands. Amazing, amazing meeting, the amazing organization. I never actually, there was a point in time where I never thought that hybrid meetings would ever happen. Okay, like no way this is going to happen, but somehow you guys made it possible. I mean, I missed the first hybrid meet, but I'm glad I could be there for this one, and I'm seeing it's going swimmingly well. A very good job, and I can see the club is in great hands with Gopika and her team. So yeah, over to you, Gopika.
For the whole XCOM and the members. Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. Toastmaster Akshita, it's been some time since you also came, no? Toastmaster Akshita?
Yes. I mean, I guess this is the first time, like after so many days, I thought of giving my speech. I couldn't. I mean, and I guess this is the first time too. Like, I mean, I was a part of this hybrid thing, but me being a part of it is the first time. I guess it's good.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshita. I hope Toastmaster Saurabh and Akshita can join even more hybrid meetings. And maybe, sometime when they get free, they can come down again to college again and attend it in person. With that being said, I have the results in my hand. So the best of big four, it's a tie. And it goes to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinuthna, and the General Evaluator Toastmaster Harsha. The best of tag, it goes to Toastmaster Madhumita. She's done an amazing job taking up the role of timer. Congratulations, Toastmaster Madhumita. The best speaker, Toastmaster Niharika. Congratulations, Toastmaster Niharika. Amazing speech, Toastmaster Akshita. We're looking forward to more speeches from you. The best speech evaluator goes to the person who gives evaluation like a speech, Toastmaster Saurabh. And the best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Harsha, who's always broke but could use some more money. With that being said, I don't want to take a lot of your time. So I'm closing meeting 158 themed Am I the Only One officially. It's open for informal talk if you always want to have a conversation. Just